Hey,
Hey.
morning.
Good morning, Zach.
And it is a good morning.
It is a very good
Got
morning.
a truck full of stuff pulled
Yes.
up finally. So, hey guys, happy Friday.
Yeah.
We got a lot of stuff to talk about today. We can update you guys on the contest or just mention about that, talk about that again. We got a bunch of stuff came in and a giveaway.
Awesome giveaway.
Yes. So this is the Hakushiki Crash. The box, I mean, it's a cool box, but I mean, as far as like showing the box, there's not much to show. It's just kind of a plain box there, but you guys know what the kit looks like. It's a pretty awesome kit. Variant of the Master Grade 2.0 Hakushiki in black, and has some like 5-star stories kind of styling to it. It's pretty interesting.
The torso is a little different, and so
it's interesting. So how's it going?
Good. Been a busy week.
Yes. Got a lot of stuff. A lot of stuff Wednesday, a lot of stuff yesterday, a lot of stuff today.
Yeah, a lot of orders. So if anyone was watching our website Wednesday, we got a huge shipment from Bandai. So a lot of Gundam kits back in stock. A lot of the back orders that people had pre-ordered are getting shipped out. I know we have a lot to ship out. So shipping times might be a little bit longer right now than what, the next day. It might take 1 or 2 days to get your orders out, but it's a good thing because we do have your stuff here. So we are getting it out as fast as we can. Just got in, I think, 18 pallets of Kotobukiya in today.
They're bringing it in.
Yeah, they're bringing it in right now.
As we speak.
Yep, Metal Gear Rex just arrived.
Yeah, so we can show some of this stuff.
Well,
this too here.
This just arrived too. So if you guys did pre-order the second round of the media kit, we are getting those out, and there are plenty in stock for you guys to order. So really cool kit.
Look at that box art.
Yes, and they just had the second one of this series get announced, and we have that up for pre-order right now too. So
just take a look at these wing parts.
Yeah,
so nice. The detail on those. So
very cool kit.
Cool.
I had to not get one the first round because I want to make sure that everyone that ordered one for the first round definitely got one.
But here's the Rex.
But yes, I know a lot of people ordered the Rex, so we'll be getting that out ASAP.
Also a very cool box art.
Yes.
What's now I'm gonna Yoji Shinkawa is the artist. Now I'm gonna draw a blank. It's been a long time since I've thought about.
Over here is that? No, that's
Yoji Shinkawa. Yeah, that's right. Okay, I was second guessing myself, but yeah, Metal Gear artists, of course.
Yeah,
such a cool kit. Definitely. We have loads of these.
Well, we had loads of of them coming in,
but a lot of them are already sold.
Yeah, probably like 90%. So if you do,
some.
Yes, there are still some available right now. The website still might say pre-order for some of these things. That's just because we haven't updated the website because they are literally arriving through the door right now.
Yeah.
But I believe we have a pretty good amount. But if this is a kit that you've been dying to get and want to get, I definitely would order it. Because just like last time, they're kind of gone. And then I think this hasn't been made in 2 years?
A few years.
Yeah, it's 3 years since the last reprint of this. And I know the last reprint sold out super fast. So
yeah, very popular kit. I mean, it came out originally, it's got a year on here. 2012, I think, something like that. And it's been reprinted a couple of times, but yeah, it stays popular.
Yeah.
For sure.
A lot of parts.
2012. Yeah,
a lot of fun.
Right.
Yeah.
Very cool. We have that. We have, of course,
this guy came
Apex.
in. Yeah, so our Apex kit. All the rest of them arrived safe and sound. Most of them safe and sound.
We had it in before, a small batch, but now we got the bulk batch of a lot more of them.
Yeah. So if you were lucky to get the first round of them, which I think we got in a few hundred before Christmas, and they were gone pretty quick. So now we should have enough to last a decent amount of time. But a very cool, fun little kit. I don't know. I know a lot of people posted them on social media, ones that they built. I'm sure we'll probably do some sort of contest in the future, maybe. But we'll see.
Yeah, very likely, let's say.
Yeah.
I'm sure. That Chris Pavs there in the chat painted our sample one.
Yes. This is actually a picture off of Chris Pab's painting, yeah. And that's actually the actual model kit, which we have here in our storefront too. If you got anyone that stops by and wants to see it, you can see Chris's work.
This stuff.
I don't know if they can see it in there.
Yeah.
So we did get in a whole new line of paint. So Sunin 7, it is a lacquer based paint, very similar to Gaia Notes or E7 or
some acrylics though too, right?
We did get the acrylics in. They're just not up on the website yet. Most of this should be checked in now.
There's a lot of it.
There's a lot of it. So if it says it's out of stock, we do have it. We just probably haven't checked it in yet. Yeah. There's like 3 pallets of this, and they're big boxes with a lot of little paint in them. So
it takes a while.
But I got to try samples of this, and I liked it a lot. The pigments were very good. The paint went on smooth. Any of your high-end lacquer-based paint, this is right there with it. So
yes,
yeah,
very cool. And yeah, there's just a ton of that. So if you guys are wanting to like shop through what colors are available, like Adam said, just because some of it's not checked in,
right.
They're still working on it. Maybe wait a couple days.
Yeah, we'll put up there'll be an email once it's all live on the site. But if it's something you are looking for every single day and seeing if it's checked in, we're more than welcome to. I know Chris there, he's still waiting on the red to get checked in. So don't worry.
Speaking of red,
yes.
This guy also came in.
Yep.
Just posted my review yesterday as well. So if you guys want to see the review before you buy it, check it out. But I can tell you guys it's a really awesome kit.
Yep. And we still do have a few left of these in stock. Yes, not that many. But I need to check out your review because I want to know how this compares to the other red frame. But I think the only parts that are different are the arms, right?
Yeah. There's no parts of the body.
You get the regular arms.
No.
Oh, all right.
Because the pre-molded frame, that is kind of a thing with the high resolution kits. The pre-molded frame is missing the arms. So you don't even have the frame. You do have some leftover parts from the arms, and there's like some other, you have like the leftover hands, which might come in handy for like kit bashing something else later. So it's kind of useful leftovers, but as far as like being able to just make the regular arms, no, you can't.
Yeah, that'd been neat if they had left that in there.
And try to make like a Goro four-armed version of it. Kit bash something like that. Yeah, no, it would be cool to have. If you really wanted to spend some money, get 2 of this kit because it only comes with 1 sword. But you can plug the sword on either the left side or the right side. So if you had 2, you could have 2 swords and then like I don't know, find a way to mount all 4 arms onto there. It'd be pretty extreme.
That would be.
But it would be cool. I think I've seen some really cool kit bash. I think I mentioned this before. Kit bashing this with the Master Grade Sengoku Estray.
I have seen that.
Looks really cool. Does that. And another big boy.
Yeah, just arrived as well.
Ringdown.
Yeah.
Regular Doms we've had for a couple weeks.
We have had those for a few weeks.
And been waiting on the Ringdown.
Yeah, and I know we've gotten some emails on kind of why. I know some stores have had them for like a week or 2 weeks. I know when Bandai gets stuff, they've already predetermined what's in each container to what store. So if somebody else's container comes in before our container, obviously that stuff's allocated to them, it gets shipped, and sometimes our container comes in before other people's. So our stuff gets shipped before their stuff. So usually when people start getting kits in, everyone's going to get them within a week to 2 weeks, give or take, transit time. So
yeah. Keep in mind it's a very large country.
Yes.
And
we're on the opposite end of the where
different stores are located in different areas geographically. East, north, south. I guess we're south, kind of.
Southeast, yeah.
Technically. Anyway, is there like a big store in Texas anywhere?
Shout out to Gundam Kingdom. I know that
I'm sure there's some there. I'm sure there's some.
I'm sure there's other
there, as far as like big ones.
Yeah, I don't know if any like big online retailers for Gunplas there. I think there's I don't think so.
I know either. So
if you are one,
sorry, we don't know. But that so a lot of stuff came in. In other news, yesterday I was working on a cool video to post here on this channel, which will be a day in Ron's life.
Yes.
Ron's what's his title?
He's our logistics manager.
There you go.
Yeah. So he's in charge of getting things out the door. So he's in charge of the pickers and packers, making sure things are in the right location, making stuff gets damaged, making sure it goes to our storefront at a discount. So yeah, he's in charge of getting things out the door. So once Dennis is in charge of getting things in the door. So he checks stuff in, puts stuff away, then Ron makes sure that gets picked, packed, and shipped out to you. So
So I'm gonna be working on that video, but you guys can see that at the beginning of next week, Monday or Tuesday.
Yeah.
And you can see all about kind of the typical day-to-day things that Ron does in particular, but I mean he does a lot of the same stuff that some of the other people do too. I mean, just helping people out with their jobs. There's a lot of kind of sharing the load of different responsibilities, but even I was surprised. It's all the stuff that he does. He does a lot of stuff, and
he does.
Everybody.
It's awesome to have him work here. It's awesome to have everyone that works here work here. It's a great team, and
everybody's working hard.
We'll be able to do what we do.
I always feel like I'm like the least hardworking person here when I go down into the warehouse. Hard. Everybody's always working hard. But anyway, so that'll be cool to share that with you guys.
Zach's not lazy, guys. His work is just different. That's all.
There you go.
Because Matt sits, but he does a lot of the computer stuff. So
yeah.
Everyone has a different job, and everyone does a good job at it.
Very good. Gundam Yatham asked, who's our sticker designer and Apex designer?
Yeah, so the person who does our stickers is Gundam Yatham. His name is Terry, and I'm sorry, Terry, I don't remember your last name.
It's Terry T.
Terry T.
Yeah.
But Gundam Yatham, you can follow him on any social media. If you have one of our stickers, his information, I believe, is at the bottom as well.
I think it's just like usually his signature.
I don't have a sticker here. I thought he put his
not one of those.
But at Gundam Yatham on Facebook, Instagram, he's on there. Amazing artist. I know he does commission work. So if you are looking for something, definitely hit him up. He's amazing. The Apex designer was Lynx. 52, right? 52?
Yes. Sorry.
What's Lynx's first real name?
Chris? No.
I think it's Chris, but I could be wrong.
Yeah,
I always refer to him as Lynx.
Yeah, right. Me too.
So I know he's on Instagram, Lynx at Lynx52.
Yeah.
Another awesome artist. I'm assuming he's still
Corey.
Corey, yes.
Thank you, Joey.
Yes. So I believe he's still doing commission work and stuff. He's another amazing artist. And then we have one of our packers, Shannon, actually does some artwork of Apex as well. So
we can pull that up just to show you guys.
It's just like the next banner over, but
I'll put this on the screen here for you guys. Sorry, my screens are kind of switched around at the moment. Here we are. So if you guys have visited the website in the past couple days,
since we got the Apex in,
there you go.
Yeah.
This banner here, this artwork.
That was done by Shannon. Apex building Apex. So she did that for us, and she's an amazing artist as well. I don't know. Obviously, we pay her for doing artwork, but I don't know if she does commissions. But I can find out for anyone that might want that.
What was it? There was something else I was going to show, but while we're here, we can also talk about the contest real quick.
Yeah.
Before we get to kind of Terry's question and everything else. But if you guys missed the last episode, we talked about this new contest where we wanted you guys to design artwork for clear files that we give away.
Yeah.
You want to talk about that?
So it's was it I forget the size. Something.
The dimensions are here. It's
11,
A4, but we need the front and back, so it's that doubled.
Right. So front and back. The sizes that are on here will include includes for the bleeding. I know we had a question on that. But you can use if you want any of our logos or pictures of Apex, just send us an email. I know Dee. She has a file that she's been sending out with all that on there. But you can do mecha designs. You can create your own mech design. You can, do anything space or chibi, Zoid type related. Just don't use actual copyrighted logos like the Zoid logo or the Gumpla logo. Don't use the Bandai logo. You can use our logo. You can use Apex, but feel free to be creative with it. It's supposed to be fun and a different kind of contest. So many times that we do building contests for model kits and stuff. It's been a while since I don't know what last one you've done. I know last one we've done was the shirt one, probably like
art contest.
Yeah.
It's been a while. I think it was a t-shirt design contest for me as well.
So I don't know. Have you done one of like the picture contests since then? Since that t-shirt one?
A photo contest?
Yeah.
I think probably. I think probably did a photo contest, but
so that's I guess artsy too, but not like this. So yeah, check it out. If you guys have questions, please email us to support@usagundamstore.com. We'll definitely answer any questions. But cash prices for this sent to you by PayPal. So if you don't have a PayPal, just register for PayPal. And we, if you win, we can get you out the cash prizes. So very cool contest. Very excited to see what people submit and do. So yeah. Which actually, Terry has a question there.
Well, sort of. Actually, not necessarily a question, it looks like. But yes, getting back to Terry's post there on the Instagram page, he said, I don't have a question, but want to say a big thank you for 2 years of monthly stickers. Here's to some awesome designs coming up in year 3. Okay, I actually do have a question. Okay, here we go. Do you find that social media response for a particular product reflects directly with the actual sales or demand for the product?
That's a good question. That's a question we've never had.
I think
and it's interesting because sometimes my social media is biased because I'll be a part of all these Gundam groups and Mecha Musume groups, and so if it's a Mecha Musume group, they're obviously going to post about Mecha Musume kits.
Yeah.
So there's obviously going to be more excitement around that. But those groups might have like 120 people.
Yeah.
But because I'm a part of that group and I might see those posts, 50 times as I'm scrolling through the day. So it might look like that has a huge demand. If that makes sense, because I don't look at the author. If I look at the author, it's probably the same post I'm seeing every other hour. Yeah. But there are then, if I'm seeing a Mecha Musume kit in the Gundam groups on social media, usually that means the kit's going to be pretty good. If it's a different group that's around the same modeling aspect, that's showing off something that probably would be in a different group, it usually does pretty good. And vice versa. We've had like Bandai's Frame Arm Girls.
30-minute Sisters.
Yeah, 30-minute Sisters, not Frame Arm. I'm sorry, Kotobukiya. 30-minute Sisters was in both groups, and those have done extremely well. Certain Megami devices are usually in both groups, and those do good. But sometimes something's just posted in the Mecha Musume group and not in the other group, and then it's kind of hit or miss. And it gets a little bit harder, too, when you get into like scale figures, like the snail shell stuff.
Sure. Yeah, I was going to say, to do with that, I think it has a lot to do with the price. Because those are more expensive. When it's something that's more expensive, those type of things, usually there's a good amount of hype for them because they're being flashy, like the new MGEX, for example. Like there's going to be a lot of hype around it online. You're going to see a lot of people excited for it. But because it's so expensive, how many people are actually going to buy it?
Yeah.
You don't know.
Yeah, so there's really no, it's not easy.
Yeah, I would say generally, yeah. Generally, if it's something that you see a lot of people excited for, and probably it's going to sell pretty well.
Yeah.
But, not necessarily, not always.
Yeah. There's things that we've ordered thinking that it was going to be super, and it was not. So. And then vice versa. There's things that we didn't order that should.
GN Builder asked, bring back Gaia Notes, ? It's not really up to us.
Yeah, it's not.
Yeah.
I don't honestly know what the problem is because we've gotten our stuff from different places. Like this Sunin 7 paint we ordered 2 months ago, and it's here now. But the company that brings in Gaia paint hasn't had a shipment since COVID started, which is like 2 years. So
yeah.
I don't know what the situation. I'm sure they want it because they're going to sell it. I just don't know if maybe that Gaia manufacturer just decided not to focus more on Japan because obviously demand for all that's gone up.
Yeah.
And they just can't produce enough, so they'd rather stick to their market there than ship stuff over here. I don't know the answer to that.
That'd be my guess, I
Yeah.
suppose. But,
I mean, Guy is a great paint line. But like I said, you've got SMS, which is solid. The Student 7 solid. E7 paint is up there.
Mr. Color.
Mr. Color is obviously super solid.
Yeah. There's options.
Yeah, there's plenty of brands of paint, all that pretty much are roughly the same. So
Xavier said, with build series style kits being released more and more, what type of custom would you like to see if Bandai made a new series? So I don't know. Going forward, I assume they'll probably still continue making similar type of stuff, but I don't know. I feel like at the same time they're kind of done for the time being with like they had Build Fighters and Build Fighters Try and Build Divers.
Yeah.
And they've had different like
Divers was last year, right?
Ended last year.
So ended last year. So
about a year ago or something.
Yeah. I would assume they would make another one. I don't know when.
I'm sure it's been popular.
Yeah. But back to what hybrid we would like. That's hard because I don't really think of bashing two different kits together when I do like a kit bash. It's usually like multiple pieces from multiple things or scratch built stuff.
Yeah, and a lot of the Build Fighters type of stuff like he's talking about, it's not necessarily like kit bash. It's like just a redesign or reimagining of a particular kit, not necessarily like kit bashing. So I don't know.
Sinanju Stein is just perfect as it is. So like, you can't use that in anything.
But having like different, like taking a mobile suit that's generally for like close combat to making it to like ranged combat is kind of the thing they do with a lot of stuff, or just kind of changing the theme of certain designs. So I don't know, really kind of anything could work, just kind of depending what you want to do with it.
Yeah.
So I don't know. That's a difficult one to answer. I don't know if I could really come up with anything.
Divers was 2018.
Re-Rise was 2020.
Re-Rise.
So that's another series.
Yeah.
So yeah,
there's been a few of them.
That's why I feel like we might not see another series again right away, or something more to do with like that same kind of thing.
Yeah,
been very successful, so maybe but they've also done like a lot of series now at this point.
Yeah.
Joey asked, what series that Bandai currently does not make kits would you like to see them make kits for? Mega size. For me, that's easy.
Yeah. They haven't made a mega size since the Unicorn.
Yep.
Yeah.
Haven't even made any variants of the Unicorn, which is
and they don't really print
very
much either. That's a good one.
SDAX for you?
No. I'm not an SD fan, but SDs have their place. Usually they do pretty good about, I would really like more master grades. I know that they've slowed up quite a bit on that. But I don't know if they've slowed up on a lot of bigger kits too because of constraints for the last few years. But more variants of master grade. I think what I would really like is stuff that they make P Bandai. Some of it they could just make regular release. That
especially I would, the completely original kits.
Right. Yeah, that I would like a lot better than anything else. So.
And mega size SD, that could be interesting. That's one thing we've talked about before. They should make like a larger SD as like a master grade sort of, with like a full inner frame and everything, like a full inner frame and more detailed and more parts and just larger SD kits. Something they should totally make. The other thing that I would like to see more of would be the RE100 line. So that one as well, RE100 line. We kind of have the full mechanics line going at the moment, sort of, very slowly. The Raider Gundam just came out. So that's kind of the same thing, sort of, but I would like to see more RE100.
Sorry, guys.
It's okay. What were some issues you had when you started?
So there's a lot of issues, I think, that go into any company starting. One, just knowing what to buy. That's going to pretty much turn over quickly. The bigger that you get and the more kind of cash flow that you have, you can kind of order things that will sell but aren't necessarily going to sell super fast. So something that somebody's going to want, but they might want like one a month or two a month that you'll sell. versus when you're first starting, you have to buy stuff that's going to turn over pretty quickly so you can keep reinvesting to grow. So knowing what to buy that will do well fast, I think, is a challenge sometimes. Space can be a challenge. We started in the garage, and then slowly that crept into the house. Unit. And then had to get storage units. So then knowing when to actually get a warehouse, then when to get another warehouse, which I actually got news yesterday that the city approved our new building to get built. So hopefully in 4 months, 5 months, crossed. We'll have another building that will be double the size, have an actual kind of really cool storefront kind of built in, which would be really neat. So
and like what I want to say, like conference room, like for lack of a better word, but like a room we can use like for like actual build meetings and stuff like that. Yeah.
So it'll be fun. It'll be cool when that's all done. And the move was always fun and exciting, but
that's gonna be a challenge.
You haven't been here for any moves.
I have not, but I can only imagine. I've moved myself.
Yeah.
And that's a challenge.
Yeah.
Many times. Like I've moved almost every year for like the past 12 years or something like that.
Take that and then times it by like 1,000.
Yeah.
As you can see in my face, moving warehouses is not fun, but it's a necessity. But that's a part of growing pains, and it's always good when you have to.
It'll be so much nicer.
Yeah, way more space. Like I thought it would take a while for us to outgrow this space, but obviously we're running out of room. So that's it's a good problem to have. But I mean, any business you're going to have troubles knowing where to go to get stuff, who to talk to get the stuff, knowing how to negotiate contracts for shipping. That sounds dumb, but you want to get a good price of shipping because we ship stuff every single day, and then we can pass that savings on to you guys. That right there can make or break an online company, not getting a good shipping price. Because if you have to start charging people $12, $15 to ship something, they're probably just not going to buy. They'll go to someone else where they can pay $9.
Yeah, if you're just taking your stuff to the post office,
like
dozens of packages at a time, you're paying a lot.
Because then you're driving it yourself. We actually have a trailer here. If anyone that's been here and seen the FedEx trailer that we fill up, so all that stuff is worked in. So it's there's just a lot of different things that you never thought you'd deal with. Should do a day in the life of Adam.
Yeah. Jeez. But if I were to answer that question, what were some issues I had when I started started making YouTube videos? I mean, I don't know. Cause I wasn't starting it at when I started, it was not like a money making thing. So there wasn't it was not, as long as it was growing, it's successful, I guess. So I guess the only way that it would be having trouble is if I started making videos and somehow I was losing subs. I don't know how that could happen. So as long as the channel is growing, and especially when I was first starting out, and my goal was not to make it into a money making thing. So it was doing fine. I was enjoying what I was doing, and it was growing slowly, and then it was growing faster. So any issues I had, maybe just dealing with negative comments.
Yeah, I could a good way on you.
Once you get to, you've done it for a few years and you get past a certain point of growth, you just kind of don't let it get to you anymore because you just can't. But when you're first starting out, and especially, just when you're creating stuff, sharing it online and getting just terrible negative comments, stuff like that. Yeah, it definitely bothers you. I don't know how it could not, but maybe that was kind of the thing that was difficult to get over. But I feel like I'm pretty, I don't let it get to me for very long. It'll bother me for a few minutes or an hour or something like that. And then as long as I move on to something else, I just forget about it. So pretty good with that.
Rolling it off your shoulders.
The same thing for having a business. You get negative comments.
Always stuff that's out of our control that people will go on social media. My box came damaged. how could USA Gundam do this to us? I didn't deliver it to you. And it wasn't shipped that way. But, you kind of have to work with the person. And But, yeah, I mean, you're always going to get negative comments kind of no matter what. It's just how you handle those comments. And
I think like this was something I was talking about with Ron yesterday while we were recording. Actually, not on camera. We were talking about this. Off camera, we were talking about this. But it's kind of interesting that I think there's one thing that I'm not sure if a lot of people are really aware of, just like the scale of like our store compared to different stores, and like how many orders we're shipping out, and like just how much stuff we're getting in, and how much like the volume of things that we're dealing with compared to other stores. So like, yeah, when you're saying earlier about like we got so much stuff coming in that like shipping stuff out, your order might be delayed. It's not going out like the next day like it normally would. It might be like a couple days, and that's just because we have so many orders. And like we have 3 people packing orders, and then Ron, I saw, is packing orders as well today because we have so many. So
Derek packing orders. So we have 5 people packing orders today. 3 to 4 people picking. We'll probably on a high end be able to get 800 to 700 orders out a day.
If they're all
orders, that's kind of our capacity right now with how many people we have employed, all hands on deck going. We can get out, depending on the size of the order too. If it's a lot of stuff in orders, it takes longer to pack it. If it's like 1 or 2 things, obviously it's faster to pack it.
Depends on the size of the thing too. Like, for example, like when a big kit comes out, like the HG Nightingale or something, for example, and they're having to pack and ship out tons of huge kits. Take longer to pack.
So I mean, it's hard to, I don't know where we're at compared to other stores. I mean, I'm sure they have their numbers too, but we'll never know.
Anyway, it's just something to keep in mind. When you think about like anyway how stuff is handled.
It'd be cool to do a video on that, just kind of how, maybe not every inner working, but
about how stuff is shipped out.
I'm sure. I don't know what you guys filmed yesterday, so I'm kind of excited to see what you and that video myself.
Well, it was kind of funny you mentioned about like taking damaged stuff to the storefront. Like that was one of the things that happened yesterday. So like Ron had to refill the boxes for the packers in the morning, and then like had to move some damaged things to the storefront. Was putting some stuff away. So like he was putting away some of the Apex kits and was helping to check in some of the new paint. So it actually kind of was very coincidentally a very good day for like showing some new stuff that we got in. The new Apex kit Ron was putting that in. It was totally it was not planned.
Right.
But like we got the new paint, the new Apex kit that Ron just happened to be working on yesterday. So
nice.
It all worked out. All right. Gumpla Herbie said, "Hey Zach, how many kits have you got in your painting backlog? Also, how good is the HG Grays?" I'm assuming you're talking about like the new HG Grays variant, which I do have built up. I built that last week or this week. It's all a blur. Last week, I think it was, but it's in my review queue, so I'll have that review out for you guys soon. Anyway, it's good. It's just another HG Grays. There's been a lot of them at this point, but they're great. How many do I have in my painting backlog, as in like ones that are in line to be painted? I don't know. All of them technically, but there's a few. Like the one I've got on runners right, or on sticks right here, is the smaller resin version of Apex that is got primer on it. Now it's waiting to be painted. And kind of other things. So I have a work in progress video on that coming out for you guys, but we have to get this guy on the website first. So got some work to do on that, but there's always a lot of things in line. When will we see the O update?
As soon as I know.
The OMG. Oh,
yeah, so they were on
but the HG just came in.
HG just came in. Yeah. I believe there's some still in stock.
Yeah.
We saw the first shipment we had, and then we just got in the one that came Wednesday, had some more on it as well. The Master Grade O was on a order list that we got for, I think it was October, November, December. So we won't know if they're going to reprint that. And I believe it was on there. I believe that it was. we won't know probably for another like 2 to 3 months.
If it's for sure.
Yeah, if it's for sure. Then if it's for sure, depending how many we're going to get from our order, we'll put them up for pre-order. If we're not getting a lot, they won't go up for pre-order. They'll just be in stock when we get them in. But usually if we're getting a lot, we'll put it up for pre-order so people can pre-order. It just kind of depends the quantity that we're getting.
Chris, you said you're missing the right size magnets for it. Chris, I can tell you, and this is going to be kind of shinfo for most people. But the magnets for the head, even if you put magnets in it, maybe it's just the magnets that I have are not strong enough, but the head is so heavy. I put magnets in mine and it still doesn't really hold up the head very well, even with the magnets. So if you got some really strong magnets, hopefully it would work. But the ones that I have, maybe not strong enough. The head rests on there, but it's not super secure. I'll probably end up gluing it, just in case. But you need, I think it was 2mm magnets for the arms, 4mm magnet for the head, is in like diameter. What's the one kit that you would say to avoid at all costs? Drew asked.
To avoid at all costs?
I mean, I don't know if I would say that about any kit.
Yeah, because sometimes you want a challenge.
Yeah, or just you like the design, even if the kit might take a little bit more work, you might be willing to do that. There's
some really crappy resin kits out there. Like resin kits are hard to do sometimes, depending on it, but there are some. If you're getting like a last round kit that was used to make molds for another company that's just kind of scalping them, sometimes you'll get some really, really bad stuff.
That's true.
But that's resin. I don't know. I mean,
Rage, you mentioned the HG Tristan, but even that, I wouldn't say avoid at all costs.
What's funny though is that kit came to my mind when you read that question.
Yeah,
but then I was like, people can. I mean, if you want a challenge, you're gonna still buy the kit and go do the challenge. So yeah, I mean, if you just like building stuff right out of the box, sure, the Tristan's probably not the best.
I would say maybe just like straight up copy bootleg kits.
Avoid. Those definitely avoid. If it's literally a copy from a Bandai kit, I mean, you what you want. I'm saying I wouldn't buy it because it negatively impacts literally the creator that makes these kits for us. So I wouldn't buy direct bootleg copies. Now if it's a third party company that's making their own designs, then sure, I don't mind buying that. Or if they're making like effect parts or weapon parts for kits, that's not a problem. But if it's literally they took a Bandai kit and just copied it,
I saw that. I don't know if it's true or not, but I saw a post online that like one bootlegger was suing another bootlegger for bootlegging their bootleg.
Yeah,
it was pretty funny.
I have seen that.
Yeah. All right. Any hockey fans in the warehouse? What was the reaction to the Battle of Florida? I don't know what that's about. I like hockey. I never watch it, but I enjoy going to hockey games.
I'll occasionally play deck hockey.
Deck? Is that like playing hockey on your deck at your house?
Well, it's like playing hockey without skates. You're just running.
Isn't that like field hockey?
I mean, you're still in a rink. And you play the ball. Sometimes you play the puck, but most of the time you play the ball.
No ice.
No ice. You're on concrete, and you don't have skates. You're just running. That's deck hockey.
Why is it called deck hockey?
I don't know. Whoever made it up, I guess, decided the name.
Is that what you call it? Like a hockey rink without the ice? Is that just called a deck? Maybe. Maybe that would be it. I don't
know. But I don't really. I'll watch hockey occasionally. So I'm assuming the Tampa Bay Lightning was in the fussy. I don't even know who was in. I can only assume the teams. I know Tampa Bay has a team, but I don't know any of the Florida team has a team. So it shows you how much into hockey I am. Sadly, and I only know the Lightning because they've won. Yeah, I think 2 or 3 of the last 4 Stanley Cups or something like that. So,
jeez,
yeah,
I don't know. No, when I was growing up, we had a minor league team in my hometown that was fun to watch. So my family, we would sometimes go to see the hockey games.
Nice.
So that was fun. But in Korea, no hockey.
No hockey.
There's some, but it's very uncommon. Yeah, I think it is actually getting slightly more popular these days, but slightly. How soon do you think they will have more supply over the demand of the PG Unleashed? Never.
Um,
More supply than demand for any PG kit.
yeah,
I
don't know.
The only ones I ever see like regularly in stores, even in Japan, would be like the Gundam Mark II.
Yeah, old one. But even the Zaku, I'm sure in the ARC 78 sells pretty well.
Yeah.
Just the regular ARC 78, which I'm wondering when they're gonna, if they'll make more of those, or just make the Unleashed now.
I'm sure they'll still make some of the original PG, but not as often.
But I mean, I know Bandai's building that new factory. It's supposed to be done in 2 years, so that will help production. But they haven't made master grades in good quantities in a while. Just because of the demand, they rather make a bunch of different high grades or real grades versus spend the time making a few perfect grades. So
they were literally coming out like almost once a month with a new master grade kit, like 20 years ago.
Yeah. Well, they've slowed that down, and we were getting a new perfect grade like every other year there for a while.
Yeah.
So we had, it was about every other year. We had the Unleashed, the Perfect Strike, which Perfect Strike was, it was new. And then before the Perfect Strike, was the Exia. Unicorn. And those, and the Unicorn.
Banshee.
Well, yeah.
Unicorn.
So we were, every 2 years, we were getting a new one at least. And I think the Perfect Strike was 1 year, and then, no, it was 2 years. The Unleashed then was after that. Remember, the Perfect Strike was right when COVID hit. So.
All right. When panel lining and doing water slides, what is the right order? Gloss coat, panel liner, decals, matte coat, etc. Well, matte coat, you're definitely going to want to do last.
Yeah, that should be your final thing. If you like matte, if you're going for glossy, then you just do another glossy. But for me, paint it, decal it, clear coat it, panel line it, and then, decal it, clear coat it, panel line it, clear coat it, top coat it, or flat coat, matte coat, whatever you want to say. Maybe that's a lot, but that's what I
do. Between like panel lining and decals, you can kind of really go either way. It's just kind of a personal preference. For me, I usually will do my panel lining first, just in case, because like sometimes if you're cleaning up your panel lining, you might damage a decal or something like that, which I want to avoid. Damage or discolor a decal. So especially if you want a clean finish, if it's a weathered build that you're doing, it really doesn't matter as much. But if you want like a really clean finish, I would do panel lining first. So paint, then gloss coat. Assuming that your paint is not glossy. If you're using a glossy type paint, you don't necessarily need a gloss coat at that point, but chances are you're probably using multiple colors. One of them might be gloss, but another one might not. So
I know too, if you are using a lacquer, getting an acrylic top coat over it after it dries, does that help then? Well, it depends what panel line. Because if I use the Zippo lighter fluid, an acrylic top coat will help it go in better. And when I go do the lighter fluid to get rid of it, it won't really take off the paint that much. I don't know. I'm sure there's tons of different.
What I typically use at that stage for just a gloss coat just after painting, and then just gloss coat before moving on to other steps, that's when I usually use that Pledge Future, which again, some people like it, some people don't, but it works. I've not had any problems with it, except that the only problem that I have with it is that sometimes then when I'm putting on decals, it will react with the decal fluid, like the setter or softer, and it'll like fog up. But then when you go to spray your final top coat, the fogging will go away. So it doesn't really matter usually. But that is one thing that I have noticed. And I think that is just because of the reaction with the Pledge.
Interesting.
But painting, gloss coat, then panel lining, then decals, and then final top coat usually. And then after your matte coat or like a semi-gloss matte is when you could then do weathering. You typically don't want to do weathering on top of a gloss finish. So you could then do more after that if you wanted to, but hopefully that answers that. I have a video on like steps for painting where I go over all my steps. People have different orders, but I have a video on that. What is the most fun build you'd recommend a newbie?
Most fun build. I've had some fun, difficult builds, but fun, easy build. The Apex model kit. Although I cut my thumb when we were doing that on live stream, so
careful.
Yeah,
that's because you're using a brand new knife.
Yeah,
be very careful.
There's a lot of fun. The entry grade kits are fun, and those are relatively easy kits.
I don't know. I can't really anything.
Yeah, I mean, if you like building the model kits, you're gonna have fun regardless of what you're building. So there are kits that are more challenging than other kits, but if it's a Bandai kit or any other like Kotobukiya kit, usually if you build one, it's not that difficult to build any. Some might just have more parts than others.
Especially if it's a Bandai kit, they're for the most part very foolproof. So I would say get one that's a design that you like. And if you like the design of it, then you'll have fun building the kit. And if it's a kit that maybe might have an issue here or there, like a weak point or something like that, I mean, just watch a couple of reviews online, because chances are it's got at least one review online somewhere. And if you see like the reviewer talking about, oh, it's kind of got weak shoulders, then you can know that ahead of time, and you might think, oh, okay, I'll do something. Usually it's a pretty easy fix to fix something like that, and you'll enjoy the kit, whatever it is, as long as it's a design that you're into.
Yep.
Auga Kim, I'm guessing that's maybe short for August, or I don't know, but he said, wow, USA Gundam, I'd love to win a prize. So I know there was some drama about the stickers. Any word on the sticker situation? We love the stickers.
Yeah. I mean, our stickers are fine.
No problem with us.
So. So don't know what was going on with the other guys, but
as far as we know, at this point in time, there's not going to be any interruption to stickers for you guys. So enjoy the stickers and enjoy the prize if you win.
Yes,
but we'll have to wait and see. Let's switch over. Okay, I've been taking questions from Instagram. I'm going to switch over to YouTube.
The YouTube
community tab here. Connor asked, hey, excited to see what comes from this competition. Any plans? Let's see. Okay, I'm just making sure I'm reading from this post and not last week's, because last week's like it had about the competition in the banner. Anyway, any plans to have larger comps where the only limit is courses like GBWC? Oh, okay, so like just more wide open kind of building contest in the future. Yeah, I'm sure we will. And that might be kind of what we do with Apex, where it's basically like you have to use Apex kit, but other than that, you're kind of wide open.
Yeah, open game.
Yeah, it could be something like that. But no, definitely. The past few contests, I feel like, have been quite specific. So yeah, I was definitely feeling like the next one we do should be a more wide open one. It may be something as wide as like just it has to be a Gundam kit, or it has to be a Kotobukiya kit. I would honestly like to do another Kotobukiya contest.
Yeah,
that was a lot of fun. Where it could be Mecha Musume one. Yeah, that would give you. I mean, that would be relatively specific, but there's still a lot of options. Yeah. So I mean, it could be one of the Kotobukiya ones, or Bandai, or like Volks, or every company makes Mecha Musume kits at this point. So actually, speaking of that, the new Aoshima Mecha Musume kit, the Rankali kit, just released. It's on the way. I'm actually looking forward to building that one. Nice. Just released in Japan anyway. I think it'll be a while till we get it. Usually Aoshima kits take a little while to arrive in stock here, but we don't really get those.
The Aoshima ones?
Yeah, they're Macross kits, but they're the Macross.
Yeah, we usually get those.
What are they called? VF girls.
Yeah.
Kits, yeah.
Yeah, we get those in.
The new one of those came out. It looks really fun, so I'm looking forward to building that. Let's see. For acrylic paints, how much thinner would you need to add for airbrushing, like AK paints and mecha color? Twisted Bog asked. I don't use acrylic paints, so I couldn't really say, but normally those companies should have that information available for you if it's not like on their website, or you could always just like reach out to the company directly on their social media or something, send them a message and say, hey, what do you recommend use with your paints? Probably you could get a hold of someone, I would imagine. Do you know about AK? It's okay. AK or Mecha Color. I think he means that's Vallejo, right?
Yeah, Mecha Color is made by Vallejo.
Thinning ratio for those?
I don't.
I don't know.
I know, like Tamiya, I usually did a 1-to-1 and it was fine. But I mean, that's a
Yeah.
and that was like 91% alcohol, which I believe you can still use 91% alcohol with most acrylics. I know Vallejo you can. I don't know about AK, but I would assume you can too. But I mean, usually it's 1-to-1.
Yeah, I was gonna say that does sound like that's what I typically hear. I think, but I don't want to say for sure because you might want to check. But that you should be able to find that through like that company's official information. What would you, either or both of you, like to see out of the new Gundam series, which from Mercury, or perhaps better put, what would they do with it that would make it a must-watch for you, as far as like the series or the kits? I mean, like to make it a must-watch series for me, I don't know.
I mean, if it had a good storyline, and then I mean, Unicorn had a
Yeah.
I mean that I wanted to watch.
Yeah.
So I would assume if it's kind of similar to that, I would want to watch it. If the mobile suit designs are cool in it, that will also gear me to make me want to watch it, so I can kind of see what they do. And for me, anyways, that kind of makes me want to watch the anime if the mobile suit designs are something that I like.
The Reconquista and G, I didn't ever finish watching, but the incentive for me to keep watching was that the animation was so good. Even though I was like kind of completely lost as to like what was going on with the story or anything, but the animation was so good. So like I wanted to keep watching it. I was like hoping like, okay, hopefully the story will kind of make some more sense.
Yeah, I mean, as long as the story you can grasp and you don't have to watch previous animes to understand previous ones from the same universe to understand what's going on in the story of the new one, you're good. I mean, yeah, you can have some pullbacks from that, but you shouldn't have to watch those in order to understand everything that's happening. Although G-Reca didn't have anything pre-wise, it just was all over the place. Yeah. But like Unicorn, you could watch it, get the story without having to understand who Bright Noah was, even though he was in Unicorn. You feel
like some base knowledge of like the original series though would probably help you to better appreciate Gundam.
Yeah, but I mean, you don't.
I get what you're saying though. Yeah. It wasn't super necessary.
Right.
But yeah, the other thing I think would be like if Bandai somehow was able to make like a 36-hour day, then I'd watch it because I would have time. But the problem is just not having time is the main thing. So that's the number one problem. What would I like to see as far as like mobile suit designs? I don't know, just something kind of unique, but not too unique, if that makes sense. But I feel like that's difficult for Bandai to do at this point. I mean, because they've made so much. 40 years of designs. Let's see. Reiji asks, is there a way to encourage Bandai to make HGs of the Shuffle Alliance? Like MS, the Spiegel, Rising, Devil, Tequila, etc. Maybe 2.0 is the MG G Gundam kits. Is there a way to encourage them to do that? I mean, buy the RG God Gundam a bunch. I mean, anything.
Yeah, money talks.
Yeah.
So
if the RG God Gundam does really well, I mean, there's obviously interest in
that series, and then they'll make other things for that series.
To a degree,
which is odd because usually like the high grades of that series, I usually try to order a lot of. We don't usually get a lot of them, the amount that we order, but just because we're ordering it doesn't mean that the entire world is ordering it. It might not be popular in certain parts of the world, and therefore then it doesn't get a lot of demand to reprint. So
I think that they also kind of have this thing that they've been doing in recent years where they kind of like try to match releases with different lines. So with the RG God Gundam coming out, they might then start doing a HG kit to come out shortly after that, also from the series. And it could be, I think, the Spiegel or the Shadow Gundam. Would be a pretty good fit for that, actually.
I know that they are redoing the old
master grade of that.
No, the old 144 scale of the G Gundam series is coming out when the release of the real grade's coming out. So I do know that all those are coming back in. We're not getting a whole lot of them. That's why they're not up for pre-order. But we are getting like 1 to 2 cases of each one. and that is not a lot at all. Sadly,
it's a handful.
Yeah,
essentially.
Yeah.
Is the low supply of Gunpla something that will continue over the coming years, or do you think they'll increase production? Well, they're making a new factory.
Yeah, so they're doing the new factory, which is supposed to uptick, obviously, production to help with the demand. It just depends. So during COVID, obviously, no one had anything to do. A lot of people here in the U.S. had all this free money that they were given or didn't have to, spend elsewhere.
Gas.
Gas has now gone up. So
I mean, like nobody was spending money on gas at that time.
Yeah, and then also no one was going on vacations.
Yeah.
You kind of have two options. You can buy stuff or you can go somewhere. No one could go anywhere, so that money that was going to be going somewhere was used to buy stuff.
Yeah.
So will that demand drop off? Has it dropped off a little bit? Yeah, it's definitely dropped off. Not a lot, but it has dropped off from our peaks of COVID.
Mm-hmm.
But did that bring in enough people to sustain, a growth from here on? So if it stays growing strong, maybe it will just match it. If it kind of goes back to the growth level it had pre-COVID, that factory should be fine for a few years.
Yeah.
It just depends what the growth level will, eventually kind of go to.
Yeah, I would say it, from what it seems like, unless there's some big event that makes the demand really spike up again, then I would say the new factory should at least make it so that they can keep up with demand. I don't think that they'll even with a third factory, they won't be at a point where they're like at a surplus supply of stuff and we'll just be able to get as much as we want of everything. I think we'll still have kind of shortages.
Yeah,
in a sense.
Yeah,
but.
And it depends too what kits are being produced. I mean,
there'll always be kits. Because they have so many in their catalog.
Right.
There'll always be some that there'll be a few years gap.
Right. I mean, look at the Masquerade O that we had the question from before. That hasn't been made in probably 5 years.
Mm-hmm.
So there is a huge demand for that kit specifically because it hasn't been made in a while. So you're always going to have demands for specific items for sure.
Yes. New Age Retro Gundam Nerd said, "Hey Zach, will you be doing any other special versions of your T-shirt other than the Chris Pabs edition?" Yes, that's something I've been thinking about recently.
Chris Pabs edition shirt?
There was.
When was this?
You got the camo one.
That was the Chris Pabs?
No, that was a different one, but that was also a limited version one. But no, I've not made any shirt designs in a long time. It's just because I've just been busy. Just getting settled in with everything, but it is something that I have been thinking about recently that I do want to get back into. So I'll be working on that. Yeah,
I'm making them run around, guys.
Yes, jeez, please. All right. So in the near future, I'll let you guys know. Jordan said, "What would you like to see next from the 30-minute missions or 30-minute sisters line? It seems like they're willing to try all kinds of interesting ideas with those lines, strikerish." Type packs, maybe. I don't know. With a couple of the more recent designs, it does. I don't know. It has been kind of the case from the start. They do definitely seem to draw inspiration from Gundam designs.
They do, especially what this next. I don't remember what it's called, but it kind of looks like the GOG with the big claw hands.
Yeah.
That's literally what I thought it was the GOG when I saw it. But I think they definitely do, and then they make it to where it's a little bit more retro-y robotic looking, and then push them out
with the with a 30-minute sisters line. So far they haven't really done one, at least that I can think of, and they haven't done a whole lot in the line really so far. They put out a lot of little things, but really only 3 main designs for the characters anyway. But they haven't done one that's been a heavily armed one in terms of like ballistic weaponry. I mean, they seem to be so far more on the kind of melee combat, kind of almost magical kind of styling to them. So a little bit more kind of militaristic or just kind of armed version of that. You can always kit bash with the stuff from the 30 minutes missions line, and so I guess maybe that's why they're not doing one like that, because they want you to just kind of encouraging you to kit bash between the lines. I don't know.
Yeah, they have that Gun Girl line that we're not allowed to get here in the States.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to make any more of that. I think it was just kind of a very short, limited thing because it was based off of that series, that TV series, which I don't even know if that's still going or not.
I don't know.
I think that's probably done.
It was a TV series.
Yeah.
I just knew there was girls that had the there was live action ones, but
yeah. No, I don't think that there'll be too much more of that. I think that was just kind of a pretty limited thing.
I know they had a maid outfit that
came out that was compatible with both.
Right, and we had tons of emails for people asking for it, and I was like, we can't get it. But then I was able to get a few from somewhere else. But yeah.
No, I would like to just. I mean, they're both of the lines are fun. Both of the lines have stuff come out that. Some stuff I think looks cool. Some stuff I'm not as interested in. But I think that's cool. They make a wide variety of different things for everybody.
Yep.
Yeah. That's good. William asks, what model have you seen in a different color scheme that you thought was better than the original color scheme? I don't know. I'm sure it happens from time to time.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of all the P Bandai color variants of stuff. I do.
Talking about like official releases or just like custom builds where it's used.
Custom builds. Yeah. I've seen the Sinanju Stein in like RX-78 colors, or not RX-78, new colors. So RX 93, right? Colors. That seems to be pulled off pretty well from some people's custom designs. I've seen, green. What was the kit? I want to say it was a Sword Calamity. It was a resin kit. They did it in like a green, not like the regular Calamity green, but that was it looked really, really good.
More like a lime green kind of thing?
It was more like a darker green. It looked more militaristic and more
in like the color scheme of like the blast impulse.
Yes, kind of that green, but yeah.
Skyhook said the 21st century real type colors are always fantastic. Yeah, those are always pretty cool.
Yeah,
it's basically just any real type colors are usually pretty interesting.
What's cool is that if you ever get those kits in the manuals, they have backstories to things that I don't know if they really are, because they have the black one they had in there, like a little short story in the actual manual saying that it was like a mysterious black mobile suit that during the 1 year war. Look them up.
Soft cannon kind of thing.
Yeah, like they kind of, because I don't think that was in any other story or book or anything. But a lot of those real type ones have a short little thing about them in their manual.
Interesting. So. The real type version of the gun cannon is one that would stick out to me as where I liked better than the original, just instead of just red.
I also like the seed kits, the deactivated color versions. Sometimes I really like the Freedom decolor, better than the deactive mode than the regular, which is weird because it's kind of grayish.
Yeah,
but it's still like a blue gray, white gray. Yeah.
Those were some of the first P Bandai kits when they first started doing P Bandai. The active color versions of the RGs were coming out at the time. I had a couple back in the day. In terms of future competitions, do you want to do a Hall of Fame of sorts for the winners? I don't know what that would entail.
So you take winners from I'm assuming from all of our past and show them off, or get all of the winners from past ones and have them all compete against each other. I don't know. That could go both ways, right?
Could. I don't know if we'll do either of those options, but it's something along those lines. I mean, it's something to think about, doing something along those lines. I don't know what the past winner is. That would require me to have to go back and look up the past, because of course I don't remember.
You ever watch like reality TV does it a lot, like Survivor, the champions, and
something like that.
Yeah,
I don't know. That's a lot of organization that would be required of me to do that. How do you decide where to paint a kit, or Okay, sorry. How do you decide whether to paint a kit or just straight build it, and what is your preference?
Usually I paint all mine. So that means it takes a lot longer for me to build a kit, because I'll build a kit and then take it apart and
paint it right away.
Yeah, usually paint it right away, or decide what color to paint it and then never go back to it is usually how that works. But I always plan on painting a kit when I decide to build a kit. Whether or not I actually get to the painting or not is another story.
Right, exactly. Yeah, like I mentioned earlier, all kits are technically in line to be painted. But how do I decide whether to paint a kit? Usually it's just, for me, if it's like a kit that I just built up, if I have a really good idea or something and like it kind of fits in my schedule that I'm not working on something else at the time, I think I can like fit it in and I'm really excited about it, then I'll paint it straight away. That happens sometimes, but like it really depends on those factors for me. Otherwise, it might be something that like I think I want to paint right away. So like I'll set it to the side and think I'm going to paint it, but then it just kind of gets shoved away. I don't really actually get to it straight away. So yeah, there's a lot of that happens too. With the building of Bandai's new factory, do you think we'll get... Oh, okay, I think that's the same question basically that we just had. Let's see. Rob the Builder's question here. If the newly announced GBWC becomes open to the global public, will we see Zach there covering it again? You're talking about like in Japan?
I thought it was open to global, right? But most of it's you have to submit online now.
I don't know.
Did I misread that? Or am I misreading his question?
Yeah, I think he's just talking about if there's an event that I could go to, will I go to
it? Okay. If it's open, I was reading it more like if it's open for the public to compete.
No, I think he just means like to go to cover it.
Yeah.
Japan's a lot further away now than it was in Korea, so I don't know, maybe not. I mean, it's really up to Adam, basically.
We'll see.
Yeah. But if it's an event here in the US, then it's much more likely.
Yeah. It depends where it's at. Because I've been to usually it was at the Anime Expo in New York, and I've been to that a few times when they had it. That's usually where the big one was. They used to have it just there, and then they started doing it in other areas, other conventions, and I think now they're not doing it anywhere here. Now it's just an online thing, from what I was reading, but I could be wrong. I'm pretty sure it's just online submissions right now.
The other factor is my family, where when I was in Korea, Japan is just a 2-hour flight away, and like my in-laws are all there, so my wife is at home with the kids while I was away for a few days, and like she could just go to her parents' house or something like that if she didn't want to just stay at home with the kids alone. But here, if I went to Japan, I mean,
you're half a world away,
and it requires more time. Like there, I could go and only be gone for 4 days, 3-4 days. But here, I mean, like you're talking like 4 days of just travel time back and forth, and then at least 1 or 2 days in between. So it's like almost minimum a week that I had to be gone. Later, I think it would be fine, but especially now, we just moved to the US. Not anytime soon am I going to want to leave my wife and kids here alone for a week at a time. Yeah, definitely not. So that's a thing to consider. All right. If you could get a sequel or prequel for a Gundam anime, what series would you like to see revisited? Interesting.
A prequel or a sequel? Sequel? Seed.
Seed Destiny exists.
Yeah, but they could have
another sequel?
Another seed.
Side story, maybe?
Yeah, that'd be neat. I mean, if you're talking side stories too,
there's a lot of possibilities.
Tons of things you could do for like UC or pretty much any series, honestly. But yeah, I like Seed designs, but I like UC designs too. So probably either one of those series would be solid. I think there's probably more. I think both those series have probably more options than 00. I feel like 00 wouldn't have a good side story.
Well, yeah, like a prequel story might be kind of interesting with 00, but
how the Gundams came to be, because they didn't really go over that much. They just all of a sudden, you had what at the opening, you had, was it Setsuna fighting as a kid, and then literally like 10 minutes later, Gundams were there. Which a Gundam was there. They did talk about the O, or Zero, Unit 0, whatever they called it. Yeah, you could do a prequel for that.
Yeah, I don't know. A seed eclipse is crying because of Adam. Yeah, like that's a thing too.
Yeah, but that's not really a series. They've done. I mean, it's a virtual manga that, I don't know. It's there, but a whole like 50 episode type thing would be better.
Yeah, somebody said like Mercenary said Glory of Losers for like Gundam Wing.
Yeah.
Calamity Era IBO. Yeah, that could be interesting. Turn A. I mean, if you did like a very distant prequel to Turn A, that could be interesting.
It'd be harder, I feel like, to collectively connect it.
There's so much of a gap there that I feel like there's plenty of space they could
just throw something in.
Yeah, put something in there. Honestly, like a prequel to Unicorn could be kind of cool though. I feel like maybe people are kind of tired of that, but I'm sure Bandai would love the opportunity to make like more Unicorn.
Yeah, because you could have
kind of a prototype Unicorn
between
the new and the Unicorn.
You could do that, have them going in, because with Twilight Axis, I don't really know what the point of that one was, because they didn't really do anything. I know that you saw the Sazabi, but I don't know what the whole. But you could have them go get the tech files and all that off the Sazabi, battle record, whatever, off of Black Box, and then somehow they could put in the new like go forward in time or back in time or something. That's why it's not there.
It is a messy era. That's true.
Yeah,
and I don't know, like I can't remember. Well, I guess there's. Char's counterattack is in 0093 and Unicorn's in 0096. So it's only 3 years of time in between. It's kind of hard to fit too much of a story in that gap.
I mean, you could
just a short thing.
Yeah, I mean, you could also show Char, or not? Was it Char? I didn't watch narrative. So, who took the Sinanju Stein? I know there's a video game that has Char taking it, but then it was the other clone that piloted it in narrative. The failed clone.
I haven't seen narrative either.
No. All right.
Sorry to say.
Sorry, guys.
But yeah, I don't know.
All that. I guess I don't know.
Yeah, there's a lot of options, of course, possibilities there. But like a side story, like something similar to like 8th MS Team.
Yeah.
Like not focused on like an overpowered Gundam, but on like just like the grunt warfare that was taking place like away from like the main story.
Right. That's why I think UC and Seed have a bigger opportunity to do side stories like that, because it was more of two sides fighting each other versus one side fighting just the Gundams type thing.
Yeah, right. Like Wing and 00.
Yeah, Wing could have because it's basically everyone just fighting the Wing Gundams.
Yeah.
Or not the Wing Gundams, but
the main
the
main ones.
Yeah.
Maybe a G Gundam.
They could do a side story G Gundam. They literally could
sequel
do
or
other
prequel
competitions
because it's just like a yearly thing.
Yeah. They could literally do that.
All right. Andre asks what model you want to see in the entry grade line? Yeah, after the new Gundam.
I would like to see a grunt. I think if they made a entry grade gym, that would do very well. I would like that.
Entry grade Zaku too.
Yeah. Because if they did a gym, it'd be almost like a 2.0 gym. Because the gym that we have now is
old.
Yeah.
HGUC.
Right. And they could update it, and it'd be an entry grade kit. I think that'd be cool.
That said, I think just a new HGUC gym would probably be nicer.
That'd be good
because they have the new HGUC Zaku too.
Yeah, well, they had a lot of Zaku's with like the Origin series. And stuff like that. They didn't have any gyms. They had like the gun cannon.
They had a couple of gyms from the Origin, didn't they? There was the one with the big shield. They were mostly P Bandai. is the thing.
Yeah,
there was
a
a gym
shield one was there.
There was a gym cannon.
Yeah. You're right.
Like
it was
a
blue and
guards
white.
type.
Yeah. Okay, they did.
There was like the Night Seeker. So there was a few variants, but I think there was only like one that was standard release, and there was like 3 or 4 that were P Bandai.
Yeah, the one, the big shield, and it was blue and white. I think it was a regular release.
Yeah,
which was the guard type. And they even had a no, because there's the yellow ones where you could have the big cannon. I forget what they're called, guys. I'm sorry. It was like a yellowish, orangish ones.
Those are variants of the gun cannons, were they? You're thinking of?
Maybe.
I think so.
See,
yeah.
So
the gun cannon early type something. It was you could make it as 2 different types.
Yes. Yeah, it was a gun cannon. Yeah.
It was like one was like the fire type, something like that. It was called. I can't remember at the moment, but what was the question? Entry grade line. Oh,
yeah.
Entry grade. No, I think if they're doing like just main suits, I think probably the Exia or the Barbatos would probably be another cool one.
Yeah.
Just one of like the most popular ones. I don't think they'll ever make probably like an entry grade unicorn. I don't think so. Just probably not. But no, grunts definitely would be cool because I mean those are the kind of things people would buy loads of them. For the price. So Zaku too. Because we already have a really nice new HGC Zaku, then to also have a cheaper, more simpler version of that
wouldn't make sense right now, anyways.
I don't know. What do you think? Would you do a review of the HGC Double Zeta? Would you do a review of the HGC Double Zeta?
No.
Then I wouldn't either. No, I don't think that I will anytime soon, just because it's not a. First of all, it's not a new kit.
No, it's pretty old.
Yeah, as you guys know, typically I'm just reviewing whatever's new. But I do review like older kits from time to time, but that was just not one that I have. It's not one that I have interest in either.
Yeah. Excuse me. Sorry, guys. It's just, and they haven't really. They just remade it.
Really,
but I don't think we even have any more in stock, honestly. But they haven't remade it in a little bit too. So it's hard to review a kit that we haven't had in a long time. Yeah.
And like I said, occasionally I'll review an older kit because it's just one that I just happen to have.
No.
But that's not one of them. I don't have that. So Jerry asked, favorite Hyakushiki variant or version? Fitting question for the giveaway prize. My favorite is certainly not the Hyakushiki Crash. I actually don't really like this.
Do you consider the Delta a variant of that?
Yeah, I would.
Delta Plus.
I had a contest. One of my contests was Hyakushiki themed. I think it was my 100,000 subscriber contest because Hyaku is 100.
Oh.
If any of you guys don't know Japanese.
I did not.
Hyakushiki.
So if you include the Delta Plus, that would be it. That would be my variant.
I would. Any of like the Delta series, basically. Delta Plus, Delta Kai, and any version of
Delta
Hyakushiki.
Kai's up there though too.
It's very cool.
It is.
Very cool.
But I'm going to go with Delta Plus.
Okay. Delta Plus is very cool. And speaking of kits that get a bad rap, that is a kit that unfortunately gets a very bad rap. The Master Grade Delta Plus.
Really?
I love that kit.
I don't ever transform it. Is that what the people are complaining about?
I think what I typically hear about it is that it's just kind of floppy. It has like some weak joints, but I think, it's probably similar like the RG Zeta.
Yeah.
If you just build it as either one way or the other,
you're fine.
And then just leave it like that, you're fine. Yeah.
All right, I'll be back.
Okay, sure. But other variants of favorites of mine, I don't really like a lot of like the Hyakushiki variants. There's like after the 2.0 came out, Bandai made a few different variants as like P Bandai kits, and I can't remember what they're called now. There was like I don't want to say it's the mass production type. That might be right as one of the variants. There was one that had like the long extended kind of like alien head. I didn't really like that one that much. And then there was a couple other variants that they came out with, and none of them that I really liked more than like just the regular Hyakushiki. But if we're including like the Delta series, then I would say probably the Delta Plus or the Delta Kai I like more than any of the Hyakushiki variants actually. Let's see. You guys had some ideas there as well. One of my favorites is the Yakushiki Rise Kane. Yeah, it's like kind of a variant of the Yakushiki Crash, right? And the MG Delta Plus. Mercenary said, I built MG Delta Plus twice already. Yeah, I think it's a really great looking kit, and actually one of the best looking transformed kits, I would say, in its Wave Rider mode. I think it looks amazing. But yeah, it's just not a kit that I guess I would recommend to keep transforming back and forth. Just transform it once if you want to, and leave it like that kind of thing. What MG or RG do you want to see happen? Isaac said. It's kind of a very wide open question, but I guess the first thing that would come to my mind, I would say I would like to see an MG Hygog would be one. An MG Rosenzulu as well. As far as RG goes, an RG, I mean, just with the RG God Gundam coming out, an RG Master Gundam would be really nice, because I love the Master Gundam, but I don't really like the look of the MG or the HG all that much. I think neither of those kits really capture the Master Gundam quite perfectly, and I love the design of the Master Gundam, but I just don't really like the look of either of those kits. So hopefully, like, if they were to make an RG, which I don't think they're actually gonna do, but if they were to make an RG Master Gundam, I would hope that it would be like just right for my taste, and I would love to build it. But that's a lot of ifs. Do you think we'll get a new Turn A HGs or MGs? Josh asked. I don't know. I would love it. I think there's a lot of really great possibilities there. Speaking of what would make like a good HG or MG kit, RG, I don't think they're going to make anything from the Turn A series as an RG anytime soon. If they did, it would be the Turn A Gundam. They wouldn't make anything else from that series as an RG, I don't think. That could be cool. But as far as like an HG or an MG, I mean, I think they could make a Sumo would be really nice. I mean, even an MG would be awesome, but even if it's just an HG, that would be cool. An HG Sumo. Because they did like fairly recently make the HG Turn A Gundam. An HG Kapul, they could make the Turn A version or the Double Zeta version. I think they would probably make both. They would make one the standard release, and they'd make the other version as the premium Bandai version of that. Very likely. From Turn A. Also, like a new HG mobile flat. That's a little bit more of a stretch, I think, but just because it's such an odd design. But I would really like it. That said, like for these kits, the old HGs are actually really quite nice. The Sumo, not quite as much, but the old 1/44 scale flat kit is super simple, but it's actually really nice for what it is, and it only costs like 500 yen. So it's not bad at all. And the same thing with the Kapul. So there's not bad options there. But I would love more Turn A stuff. Those would be the ones that I think would be most, like the Sumo, basically would be the most likely. Or like the Zaku variant, the Borjanan would be very cool. RG Easy 8, that would be cool. Yeah, Joey. I think they would probably make the Ground Gundam first, but I don't know, maybe not. Maybe they would make the Easy 8. Yeah, could be. That'd be cool. Yeah. How old were you when you built your first model kit? Chris asked. Let's see. Around first like Gundam kit would have been 11 or 12, I guess. I would have been at the time. Are you fans of clear armor kits? Why or why not? Kyle said. Clear color kits, usually not. Not always. Sometimes there's some ones that look pretty cool, but usually I'm not that interested in them. The mechanical clear kits I'm more interested in. I have a number of those. I do like those. Those are pretty cool, especially for MG kits that have like a really cool inner frame. The clear mechanical clear kits are nice because they have that like gunmetal inner frame and then just the plain clear armor over the top of it. It's like the Zaku 2, the Sazabi, the Hainu, I think are the ones that I have. I don't think there is a mechanical clear kit of the 3.0 master grade Gundam, I believe, but I don't have it. The Shinanju is the one I have. I want a proper Syscade model kit. Yes, that one I can definitely agree with. Heavy Octane, yes. I always forget about that one, but I cannot believe they made that as an SD kit, but I know it's an SD design like originally. But yeah, I would love a proper like HG or like in a ideal world, in a perfect world, if they made an RE100 Cascade, that would be amazing. So I would love that. But an HG would be cool too. I think a 1/100 scale one would be pretty awesome because it'd be huge. All right, ready to do this giveaway?
Yeah, I'm back. Sorry,
okay.
guys.
All right, so let's give away this kit here. So let me go ahead and put that up on the screen there for us. Go back to our random number generator.
And which
one
is
Instagram, where we had 108 entries or comments.
50 something. No, I jinxed you.
14. All right, so we can count down from the top. So we had Gundam Yetham first, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13,
and
14. There we go. From Jay Nunez. Congratulations.
Yay. I think we read his question already.
Did we?
Panel line. Yeah, the cop.
Yeah.
So
awesome.
Yeah.
We already answered your question.
Send us a email to support@usagundamstore.com. Just a picture of you logged into your Instagram account and the address you want us to ship this to, and you are the proud owner of a
Galaxy Crash.
Yeah. Congratulations.
Let me go ahead and put this on here just in case
it's
not watching. But yeah, if I can, what's going on with that? Oh yeah, I forgot. It's like at the bottom. There we go. You won. Okay.
Sweet.
So yeah, just a reminder, guys. So we talked about this earlier, but we have the contest ongoing. Check it out. The information is all on the website. Enter in the contest if you guys are into doing digital artwork.
Yeah.
Check that out. You have until the 27th, I think it was.
I believe that's when we did it too.
So it should be about 2 weeks. Yeah, 27th. So about 2 weeks left for that. And then, if you're interested if you're waiting for the next building contest, it'll be shortly after that.
So we'll figure out what we want to do for sure.
Mm-hmm.
And then, if you guys need any of our logos or anything like that, just send us an email. We can send you out the packet with all that artwork and stuff on there, which is pretty cool.
Yep. And check out the Metal Gear Rex.
Yes.
If you guys are interested in getting that.
Yeah, a lot of good Kotobukiya kits did come in, guys. The Rex, more Lamidia, the Mogami device, Lancer and
Launcher variants.
Yep.
The Bride and the other one I can't remember the name.
Those came in. One. The Gun Sniper Zoid came in.
Nice.
Some figures too. I know we had a Magneto one that's kind of a limited. I think those are actually individually numbered as well. Those came in. So a lot of very cool stuff came in, guys, from Kotobukiya. So check that out. That's it, really. Thank you guys so much for all the support, patience. Without you guys, we would not be able to do what we do.
And this guy, of course.
Yeah, pick you guys up a Apex kit. Comes with LEDs. Very cool kit. So
the other thing, if you guys haven't noticed, the past few weeks we've been doing our staff pick sale item every weekend. So later here in just a little bit, I'll post that for you guys. What is going to be the sale item for this weekend's staff pick? So
also check out the summer sale. A lot of really cool kits on there, and stuff's getting added and removed weekly. So if you see something on that you want, definitely pick it up.
And check back.
Yes, definitely check back, because like I said, every week we're adding new stuff to it. All month long. So throughout this entire month of May, we'll be having that summer sale up.
It's June.
That's what I meant.
Yeah.
All this month of June.
It's crazy. All right, guys. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in 2 weeks' time. And until then,
bye.
Have a good one. Bye, everybody.